That's good. Oh, you guys. That's good. That's good. Oh! Hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Jason. Welcome back to The Void. What am I laughing at? Well, first, a brief history lesson. Gotta go back to the Obama years. Remember ISIS? ISIS, the Islamic State, a terrorist organization that formed from the ashes of the Iraqi sect of Al-Qaeda, bolstered by the American coalition's disastrous disbanding of the armed forces there, which suddenly put a number of highly trained and fanatical soldiers out of work, preventing them from finding any other jobs. Now, the actual ISIS that we all know and love wouldn't reach its final form until around 2013 in Syria. And by then they were gaining power, but they were losing recruits. So they did what any rampaging army looking for easily manipulated cannon fodder would do. They lied about how cool it was. Utilizing a pretty sophisticated social media apparatus, they set about making promises to people for joining that they would never be able to fulfill. From recruitment bonuses, to promises of battle and revolution, to even guaranteeing everyone the opportunity for sexual conquest. They made it seem like the only way forward, if you were a complete psychopath, was the ISIS way. All you had to do was put yourself in an unnecessary amount of danger and hurt people that did not deserve it. And you know what? Their numbers swelled for years, bringing in people from all corners of the earth who wanted to join the caliphate and get what was owed to them for their loyalty. Now, you're not gonna believe this, but none of that was true. What most of them found out was that the promised loot, financial, sexual, otherwise, was reserved for the highest, most leadership. And everyone else ends up on slop duty, cleaning up after people, doing paperwork, pulling useless guard duty, and more importantly, living under a ridiculously strict code of behavior that would test the patience of anyone who came there from the crucibles of Western excess. In short, they didn't get shit. And for most of them, it wasn't worth it in the slightest. Some defected, some were executed, some were charged. But when the group was essentially defeated in 2019, those recruits left were set adrift forever, marked by their time in the death cult. Which brings me back to what I was laughing at, to the hilarious news I was reading, which is this. The paramilitary terrorist organization known as ICE, having run through their pick of Proud Boys and other useless, untalented, mouth-breathing, white supremacist losers, started advertising that joining the ranks of immigration enforcement would not only make you a real American, but promised bonuses up to $50,000 and smaller ones for meeting quotas and health insurance. The chance to pay off your student loans and to be protected from prosecution for carrying out orders. You know, just following orders. Now, I'm pretty sure you know where this is going. You're a smart audience. So ICE, once an organization that simply, executed immigration raids and enforcement when needed, and generally kept their activities within the framework of the law, apprehending the worst of the worst and leaving contributing members of the immigration class alone as long as they stayed under the radar and did not commit crimes and contributed to their community. Now ICE, having been instructed by sentient, circumcised, dick-skinned Stephen Miller to become simply the paramilitary arm of his racism, has not fulfilled a single one of those promises, leaving recruits demoralized and coming to the internet to express their dismay on, of all places, Reddit. No bonuses, because the fine print says you don't actually get the bonus for 5 years, and it's only after meeting a very strict set of performance parameters. Not a single person has had their student loans even touched, and people who signed up upwards of 6 months ago are still not receiving health insurance. My God, it couldn't happen to a nicer group of people, you know? At this point, the only reason to stay with ICE is because you're a racist attack dog who is doing it for love of the game. And listen, I hope it was worth it, you know? I hope it was worth it. I hope when this system collapses and the dust clears and all that's left of your work is the smoldering ruins of the American experience, when none of your friends or family want to talk to you or have you around them or their kids, when you can't get a job because people don't want fascist death squad goons anywhere near their places of legitimate business, I hope you can support yourself on the fumes of the memories you carry, of how quickly you were willing to sell your soul for a quick buck. And I hope those memories were worth it, buckaroo, because they're all you're gonna have left. So fuck ICE, fuck DJT, fuck the powers that be, including the DNC, and hey, thanks for stopping by. It's been Jason from The Void. Mwah.